Time has run out for the summer season here in the north. Most people feel a sense of sadness when the long summer days shorten. The leaves begin to turn brilliant shades of crimson, golden, and rust. But not me. I long for the crisp morning air where you can see your breath. I love each season in its time, and now it's autumn's turn. My days are filled with harvesting and preserving the last bounty of the growing season has to offer. A few ripe strawberries, the last flowers, and the cool fall shades. We put it all away and wait to be tucked into our cozy cabin. The goats have gone into rut and they call for each other across the pond where the ducks still play, seemingly unaware of the changes taking place all around them. There are just a few warm days left, and I intend to make the most of them. Fall has arrived, and snow will soon follow. It is time to prepare. Hey, buddy. Hi. It's a season where what was is now passing away, and new life is beginning for next year. The things of old will bring the new. Shots ring out as hunters prepare to bring in their own version of a harvest. And I prepare our animals for a cozy, long winter where they'll snuggle in and enjoy some straw.
Carrots.
Look at that one. Okay, look at me. You have to lay them like that, okay? That big one? There you go.
Take a picture.
Look at this one. Look at.
Oh, that's a big red one.
Oh, look at that one, Maggie.
Oh.
What is it?
It's one big carrot.
Okay, so I have this idea to store carrots. I don't have a root cellar, and while you can totally take these carrots just like this and cut the tops off of them and put them in a Ziploc bag with like a paper towel in them and in your crisper drawer, they'll last for a long time like that. They'll even start regrowing in your fridge like that. But this is too many to do that with. Now, a few years ago, I had a friend who grew carrots way more than this, and they were piled high on her kitchen counter, and she sends me a picture and she's like, help, can I come pressure can at your house? And so my son's bringing me a steak knife. So we chopped all of the carrots up and we pressure canned them in chicken stock. Now that's not a bad idea, but it does take like 90 minutes for a quart because it's chicken stock. So I don't necessarily want to do that. So here's my idea. Now, you guys know me, I just experiment so much. I have the greenhouse beds, and I hesitated pulling these today, but we did get a frost this morning. So this is an absolute record-breaking late frost for us. It was a whole month late. I can't even believe it. So what I thought I would do is, even though today is going to be really warm, I think I'm going to go ahead and take these carrots just like this, and I think I will chop the tops off. I need to look in my root cellaring book and see exactly how much top to leave on. And then I'm going to lay them all inside the greenhouse bed right on the dirt, side by side, and then I'm going to cover them with straw. Now, I think I also might moisten it just a little bit, but I might not need to. Now, the reason I'm going to do this, and the way that I'm going to do this, is there's an old way of doing root vegetable storage, and this is like for root crops, like big field crops. They would take them like this, and then they would just cover them with dirt, and then they'd cover it with straw, and then sometimes they'd cover it with another layer of dirt and then another layer of straw. And when they needed to get into what was called a clamp, then they would just open up one clamp at a time and pull out the veggies that they needed and bring them in the house. Well, our ground and our temperatures get way too cold to do that here in North Idaho. So I thought, I do have the greenhouse beds, and while this is not enough carrots for a whole year, it might be enough carrots for, you know, at least part of the winters. I think this is gonna work. I do. What do you guys think? If you've ever done this, if you've ever clamped root crops or done root cellaring or anything to do with storing carrots, will you guys leave comments down in the comment section for me, because I'm really interested in being able to store this without a root cellar. Now, I definitely have a root cellar in the plans, but you know, I don't know when that's gonna happen. Maybe next year, hopefully that would be pretty awesome. But for now, I think it would be amazing to be able to find a way to be able to store these without a root cellar. So let me know if you guys like this content and you're interested in this video. Give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I was going to do the clamp method in this bed. I thought maybe this would be a good bed for this, except for I just realized that if I want to do any winter gardening, our temperatures are about ready to drop. Like, we are pretty much just soaking up the last beautiful days of fall. Now, October could go either way. It could be nasty and rainy, or it can be really beautiful. So I'm gonna vie for really beautiful, and I know that the temperatures are going to change and we are going to get some rain next week, but rain doesn't always mean really cold. So I'm wondering if instead, because all this kale that the goats ate is actually resprouting, and I'm wondering, I would really, really love to get a winter harvest, like all winter long. And so I am wondering about ordering that netting. I know I told you guys last year I was gonna do it and I never did. What do you guys think? I think we should do this. I think we should do this. So look at this incredible celery. I grew celery. This is the first, I've grown it once before and it was okay. And I brought it in here and I thought, oh, this is gonna be just fine. And it died. Like it got way too cold. But it's so amazing that I think it's gonna go really well. So I'm wondering about doing the clamp along the back wall where it doesn't really get as much sun, and then planting this whole bed with some of the starts that I have in the cellar garden, because the temperatures are shifting enough out here that I think they'll still transplant really well, especially if I go ahead and I might even just hand water now so that I don't get the clamp stuff wet. I don't know. I just think let's just give it a shot and see what happens. So I'm gonna lay the straw down first, and I'm gonna plant these guys maybe at the back, and then fill the front part with some more like greens that are from that garden, and then I think I'll put the clamp behind that. These peppers behind me are probably not really going to do a whole lot more, so I think I'm going to go ahead and rip them out, even though it's so hard to do, because I do still have the bed of peppers over there. And then I will just go ahead and put the carrots in the back. Now, the only thing I'm worried about is that today and tomorrow and maybe the next day are still going to be in the 70s, like low, high 60s. So that could be a problem, but I don't know. Let's just, let's try. Let's see what happens. Okay, so the first step for a clamp is that you want to lay down a good bit of straw. I don't think I need to go as deep because it's not going to, well, I mean, it'll still get cold in here, but I don't know. I don't want to go super deep. So I actually, in between turning the camera off and looking back here, I realized I think I actually want to just do it back there because it stays pretty shady, and then I can leave my peppers because it's really hard to pull them out when they're so beautiful. Now celery is great because you can just like trench it in and you can bury it pretty deep. I think that's what I'm gonna do. The soil's pretty dry. Okay, let's try that. I mean, look at this. I'm so excited. So I have 3 plants. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep them closer together because I don't want to crowd this grape or ruin its roots. I'm just going to stand them up. All right, if you guys are wondering what variety this is the Baker Creek Utah Tall Celery. I'm really happy with it. It smells amazing. Okay, this is what it looks like, and they're all ready. They're stacked up in a dome shape, and then I'm going to go ahead and cover those with straw. Okay, it's totally covered with straw. Now, what we're supposed to do is let it breathe for about 2 to 3 days. So I'm just going to leave it like that, and then I'm going to cover the whole thing with dirt. Actually, I'm probably going to use compost because it makes more sense in the greenhouse. And that's the completed clamp. So I will show you an update on this when it's ready to do that. Will this work? I have absolutely no idea. Not a clue. Here are the goodies that I just pulled out of the kitchen garden. So I have some cilantro, arugula, mustard, like this is like a Mizuna mustard green. I have some tatsoi, which is supposed to be extremely cold hardy. I have some purple lady pak choi. This is blood sorrel, a Swiss chard, some endive, and I did pick a couple of lettuce in here as well. And I think that's it for now. I'm not sure how this stuff is going to transplant. I'm going to water it really good and then kind of just see what happens. All right, there we go. So we have the purple Mizuna back there. I put in some of the tatsoi and the blood sorrel. I put the Swiss chard there, arugula, cilantro, more of the tatsoi, lettuce, a couple of kinds, purple lady, pak choi, the endive, and another tatsoi. Oh, it is really hot and humid in here. My hair is going crazy. So really quick, before I finish this video out, I did sort through those carrots. I picked out all the tiny ones or split ones or damaged ones. Those we're going to go ahead and put in a Ziploc bag with a moist paper towel inside the crisper drawer in the fridge. And those will keep until we have finished them off. I think I probably have a little over a gallon bag full. The kids are just going to eat those. Excuse me, we'll use those up first in the kitchen, and then I'll start digging into our clamp as we need to. This stuff, I'm going to water it in really good, and it should be fine. It is still, we still have at least a month until things get really crazy out in the wild and the weather-wise. But again, this is not a heated greenhouse, so these can handle some frost. Like, it did frost this morning, and they did totally fine. In fact, they actually did better. They get sweeter with a frost. So I have high hopes for this. This might be our very first full year-round harvest. I don't know. We'll see. I will jump online and see if I can find any of that cloth to cover them and see if I can't get this bed covered. And we're going to learn this together. So thanks for hanging out with me. It's always good to learn and grow. I'll see you in the next one.